Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Wednesday night is truck night in the Sim500. It's on tonight's races. Jeff McConaughey and Joe White.
Hi, race fans. We're here at the short track here, Myrtle Beach here tonight. Go off here with the kick-ass beef jerky truck series. Guys are winding it up here tonight. Should be a pretty good race. It is a short track. Yeah, if I tell you, with it being a short track, you know what I know, sometimes chaos can happen.
Oh, for sure. I love these short tracks. The racing here is always great. It's a lot of fun for these drivers out here. It's a lot more difficult to control your cars than on a speedway because you're using a lot of brake. You know, you have to take care of your equipment. You're not going to really win with a wrecked car. So it's very much a driver's race, especially at a place like Myrtle Beach. These trucks are so powerful that when you mess up, man, it can really throw your whole day out of proportion. It's so easy to do with so much power under the hood. Plus, the last thing I gotta mention, those bumps in turn 1 that we're gonna see, if you touch them, you're going around. It's too late.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be slipping and sliding. Already, man, Tommy Ryan out front right there as Brian Macklin sitting up in second. You know, tire wear will become a factor here tonight. Last week, we had another short track there at the Milwaukee Speedway, and looks like we already got a wreck. Back.
Milwaukee, I will fight people on this. Milwaukee Mile is not a short track. Richard Swabley is the caution.
Well,
it's a mile long, Joe.
Yeah, but they consider Dover a short track too, so I don't know. I'm with you.
Not, Dover's not a short track either. And people say that Iowa isn't.
They consider it ones. I don't know. NASCAR considers. Hell, let's say NASCAR considers. Hell, anything
NASCAR.
Anything under a mile half, they say. But hey, I'm with you. It's a pretty big track, you know. Right?
I don't know. I don't think Dover's
44 just went in there and punted him. Watching this replay here, the crash and chaos in the back there. Wow. Well, that's another thing about short tracks here is a lot of guys have different braking points, different, going into the turn, on and off. And sometimes, you can kind of misjudge that a little bit. I always used to when I raced, I'd always tell guys, hey, look, I kind of backed the turn up, I let off a little bit early, just to kind of let them know that, hey, look, if you like one of them, you're one of them that likes diving it down into the turn really deep. I usually didn't, so I wanted them to know, hey, look, I'm going to let off so you don't kind of run me over. Go around me if you have to.
Yeah, it's sort of a dog-eat-dog world out here on the short tracks. I've done a lot of races on here. They're sort of like my specialty. And I can tell you from experience, you got to be aggressive. If you want to be running up front, you got to be aggressive. You can't be afraid to put the nose in there. Maybe even use a little bit of fender, push them up the track, don't spin them. Get them out of your way, and what you might see a lot of here is if someone is stuck behind someone else, you might see some hits to the back bumper. That's sort of the short track. That's the short track way of saying, I'm here, I'm faster. And there's a very famous mindset in the modifieds from the late great Ted Christopher. The 3-tap rule. First tap is I'm here. Second tap is I'm faster than you. It's time to move. Third tap is I'm moving you. Whether you spin or not, hold on to it.
Well, that goes true for the NASCAR side of things also there. We've heard that for a long, long time. And I'm all for the bump and run, We call that the bump and run here. And I mean, there's a difference between wrecking a guy, sending him off into the wall or something. But like what you said, you tap the guy. And there's the right way and the wrong way for the bump and run to work. And, we live in a day and age, unfortunately, a lot of guys don't like the bump and run. They consider it more of an old school tactic. I enjoy it. If it's done right. I mean, don't wreck the guy, obviously. But we'll see what happens here as we're getting set to go back green. Short tracks, like I say, just bring a whole different mentality here. Now, tonight, we still got the tire limits. And they could play a factor here, too, tonight. Last week in Milwaukee actually was a very good race. My memory serves me right. I believe that race went caution-free. Well, it was maybe one. It was either caution-free or one, but it was a very, very good race for the track and everything else there. So hopefully we see it here tonight. Not many, but this is it's a bit of a challenge to some guys. You get to talk to many of them out here who liked this place and who didn't. And looks like old Richard Swabley around. What happened to him? He restart. I don't think I've ever raced this track much here, Jeff.
So, that wasn't really the track, that was more so the car. What happens here is we're running the trucks, and there's so much power that gets put down. It's unreal how much power gets put to the floor in these trucks. And it just snapped around on them, just a little too much power on corner exit, and the back end just came around. Nothing he did wrong. It's just so easy to do. And you don't feel it happening until it's too late.
Reminds me of Gateway a lot. Yeah, Gateway is a really tough track. I've run in many a times, and you're right. If you put the power down coming out of the turn too much, and think it'll just snap out from under you before you know it.
It certainly will. I'm actually going to jump out here and figure out exactly what they're running here for a setup, because iRacing does not have...
Oh, they ran a custom setup. They made a custom setup.
Right.
They made a custom one. They've been known here to the Sim500 a couple of times. They've actually done it with the Cup cars back when the Cup cars were a single file affair on the plate tracks. To make it really exciting, they would actually make a custom setup. I forgot who makes it here. One of the drivers here, one of the guys. We'll make it. They give it out, a week or so early. Everybody gets to test it. I do know that it is a custom style setup. It's not the normal fix. So, yeah, I mean, who knows on how it's set up or how good it's going to be,
Well, I know they didn't go to the McConey Setup Shop over at McConeySetupShop.com or on Facebook.
Well, you do
Facebook.com/McConeySetupShop.
modifieds though.
I can do trucks.
Well, you only do modifieds, you said.
No, I primarily do modifieds. Modifieds are the best. I only drive modifieds. I pretty much only drive.
See, now there you go. If you only drive modified, why in the world am I gonna come for a truck? Need to advertise you do for truck.
I do any asphalt, oval, car, and track combination. Just yesterday, I built a Silverado setup at Five Flags.
Now we know.
There you go. And it says right there at the front of the website, custom orders available any asphalt, car, and oval, and track.
Well, I know mostly you're advertising for the modified and stuff. You love that. Now, ain't nothing wrong with that there too.
Oh yeah.
The modifieds are exciting to watch, and you're right. I mean, you can get into so many setups. But like I say, I know they've done it many times here at Sim500. For tracks that don't have fixed setups, and they've even actually, like I say, as far as the plate tracks, when the Cup cars were kind of a, lack of a better word, bore fest. It was all single file racing. You couldn't use the outside groove. You can kind of use it now with new setup, but they would actually tinker around and made it really exciting for the drivers. But back green here, Myrtle Beach, and what's funny is, I hate to say it, in real life, Myrtle Beach Speedway is actually closing down. They don't do any races there anymore.
Yeah, it is closing down. Developing real estate. But I heard the track owners went and bought another nearby track to try and keep racing alive there. It's sad to see this track close down. It's one of my favorites to run here on iRacing. It's on my bucket list of tracks to go and see. Myrtle Beach, Five Flags, Lucas Oil, all those places. I would love to go and see Charlotte, Bristol. It's up there.
Well, have you seen the news there on iRacing? Nashville Speedway's coming in the September build, so it's another kind of short style track, coming to iRacing. That's kind of cool, but yeah, I hate in real life that they're not going to run this track, anymore. Like I said, it's a good one. I haven't really run this place. Maybe one time here. I haven't run it a lot here on iRacing, so I'm not very familiar with how this track is. Not so much like, a Gateway or, Martinsville or Bristol, some of the known tracks. So, watching old Justin Fuller back here in 10th. We know he's always fast. He actually had a pretty good truck last week. Caught up in a little bit of, got behind in some of the pit strategies. That's the one thing we've been talking about for weeks in and weeks on here is pit strategies. Because of the tires. It does not... I don't really know any other way to say it. It doesn't really benefit the fastest driver out here sometimes, but it makes you race in a complete style package.
You're right, and that strategy, that's right there. Buckingham gets into Justin Fuller after bumping off the apron there.
I was watching it live because it was still on Justin Fuller there, and you're right, just like that. And I spoke about it before. The difference here on going into turns, everybody has a braking entry style that they do, and it's very, very easy. They're so close on top of each other. Momentum will just drive you in there. That's the word we use a lot. Right there, we're just watching Justin Fuller. Now you can get away. The good thing about a track like this, it's not big enough to where if you crunch up the fenders a little bit that you're still going to lose speed, and that's where the short track term comes in. Aerodynamics, not like a 1.5 mile track where Yeah, it's big enough.
His race will be over.
Yeah, but pretty much. So he still could be very competitive, you know, and whatnot there. So right now it's all been Tommy Ryan, Brian Macklin out front, Tim Johnson right there in third, Sean Castro hanging on to the fourth place spot, Chad Coleman up in fifth. Good run here tonight. Now, folks, I will say we're over here on the YouTube side of things. I'm going to go ahead and apologize if it's a little bit choppy. I have had powwows the last 4 nights with my internet company. And, yeah. I did a test earlier today, and the thing ran for 2 hours straight. Beautiful. And I notice now it's still wanting to jump some, so hopefully it'll clear up. I apologize out there, but I opted not to do the Facebook tonight. Maybe throw a little stress off of it. Shame when you pay all that money a month, man, and you got mega speed, but you can't use it.
Yep. Yeah, I've had my run in Charter, and I've had my...
Same people. It's Spectrum.
Yep.
Yeah. Same people, yeah. I mean, I normally just don't have any trouble. So like I told him, I said, in the last 4 nights, I said, I usually don't have no trouble. Now, he did say they are doing some upgrades in the area, so maybe it's them fiddling with the lines, he said, you know, so maybe it'll clear up here in the next several days, put me on the list and try and do some testing. But again, bottom line, folks, that I want to apologize to you. We'll just, you know, I know it's going to be watchable, but I know it'll probably maybe skip every once in a while on you. Apologize again for that. Normally, anybody that knows and watched past streams know, man, I'm really a real stickler, Jeff, for I want the best quality for our viewers as far as sound and stream goes. I work a lot on trying to do that for them, and kind of just irritates me, man. You can't give it to them.
No, I totally understand that, and it's always a great product here. Unfortunately, Charter Spectrum is just
That's it.
they're being paid.
Well, that's some things you can't control. I always say internet, technical problems, Mother Nature, Cedric says some things out of your hands. You do all you can. But I tell you what, these guys are about to do what they can on a racetrack. Pace truck's in. Here we go. Kick-ass beef jerky. And if you see down the bottom of the screen there, you see that promo code, folks. You can get 19% off. So kick-ass beef jerky. And I'm going to tell you, if you have not tried any of the beef jerky, if you love beef jerky, that is. You don't understand, but if you love beef jerky, check those guys out at kickassbeefjerky.com, because, well, they have an awesome product, and it's good. It's worth the price, and it really is. Really is phenomenal. You know, I like it.
I really like they sent us some starter packs, right? And
Yeah.
to Joe and I, and it was so good. I had on like first or second broadcast, and my favorite part of it is the sausage and cheddar.
Yep.
You know, you have one stick of sausage and you got a full stick of cheddar, and you eat them both at the same time. It is so good. And I'm never a fan of spicy stuff, but the jalapeno cheddar was unbelievably good. Hands down my favorite. I was gonna try it. It's like, oh, you know, I'll try it to say I did, but like, I don't usually like spicy stuff. I'm probably not gonna like this. I had it. I loved it.
Nice, nice. Well, like I say, it's some good stuff. Got some good looking machines out here too, you know, with the kick-ass beef jerky right there. Chad Coleman, one of them. You see Tommy Ryan, he's out front right now. He's been leading it pretty much from day one. He just put it on pole here tonight. Brian Macklin there in second. Good little battle going here with Chad Coleman. There with the, he's got the, it looks like the 52 there, Sean Castro, trying to work him over. And you got Trey Edson. Now, Trey Edson, you know, he was looking forward to Milwaukee last week and felt that was his best track, and he led a lot of laps. But like I said, pit strategy. Daniel Falkenham just basically out-strategied him, and Trey Edson just could not get back up there. Wore the tires out trying to get there, and ended up finishing second to him. So a good little race that was.
It's gonna be that's what I like about these short tracks. Is there's gonna be a lot of little battles all the way around, and everyone is fighting for every position. How about Trey Edson though? Started 18th, he's up to 6th. Kevin Brown 15th to 10th, not bad. Randy Yoakum 25th to 11th, up 14 spots, and Ryan Howard up 12 spots, 24th to 12th. Richard Beasley 20th to 13th, and Thomas O'Leary 28th to 4th. Those are definitely the biggest movers. That's amazing. Trey Edson 18th to 5th.
I'm going to see something right there. I don't know if you just saw it. We was riding with Randy Yoakum there. If you look down at the bottom of the track, there's kind of like rumble strips down there. He caught those, upset that truck there, threw it up, man, up the track just a little bit. So something, man, to keep in mind. Almost allowed Ryan Howard to get around him, but he was able to hold on to it there. But yes, something throughout this race you got to be mindful of. And in one turn, looks like turn 1 and 2 is where those rumble strips are. And if you get down there, definitely will throw that truck up into the could upset it and spin it around.
Oh, for sure. And I've seen it. We've already seen it tonight. I've seen it 100 times before. It's when you hit it, you're getting a part of the truck airborne. And when you're shifting that weight, it really throws it off. But you're also losing half of your turning, you know? You turn with the front tires in these cars. When you lose half of that, the car's just going to go straight up the track.
Absolutely. Good battle going on back here with Nick Silver and Chad Coleman. Well, they got hammering it out door to door there. Daniel Falkenham behind him saying, I don't know what y'all guys doing, but we hope y'all figure it out. Don't wreck each other. Now they go single file. But it's like what we was talking, like you said, they're, 1 minute these guys, they'll be side by side, and then they'll have to go single file. I think tire wear you can utilize going around guys, pass them and so forth. But we're going to see as the tires wear out, as the green flag goes on, it's just going to be harder and harder for you to make those passes.
It absolutely is. And take a look, if you could, up here with Trey Edson. He's sort of calculating right now and lining up to make the pass on Sean Cassidy. He's gaining a little bit each straightaway. He's braking a little later. He's probably playing with the brake bias to get that car entering the turn just the way you want. He's getting ready to make that pass right here, actually, going into turn 3. Trey Edson to the inside. Now that Sean Casso's way up on the outside, he's going to have to check up to make the corner exit. Here comes Trey Edson. He's going to be clear off turn 2. No harm, no foul. Now he's in 4th place. He's a really strong contender for the win here. He's finished 2nd the past 2 weeks.
Yeah, I know what he's frustrated, like they always say, always a bridesmaid, never the bride there, and he definitely would love to put it in victory lane tonight. Definitely fast week in and week out, still been all Tommy Ryan up front. I don't know, we'll just have to see how this race kind of unfolds as it goes to whether or not track position will be more crucial than tire wear. We always, we talk about that on certain tracks. How much does track position, matter over, let's say, a 2-tire stop or a 4-tire stop? Because in thinking with drivers, you'd always think, well, 4 tires are always better. Not necessarily. Some tracks, 4 tires are great, but that 2-tire stop getting you out front matters even more.
That's true, and when you do that, you're sort of banking on another caution coming soon. Take a look right now, though. Again, with Trey Edson, he is the 2nd fastest truck on track at the moment. The only guy quicker is Tommy Ryan, because Tommy's just in his own postal code. But you don't have to be always saving your stuff as long as you're keeping it in good shape. And what's most important is consistency. You can be fast while also saving your tires. The key to that I think Trey Edson has figured out is time spent off the throttle and off the brake. You're just coasting. And if you can coast the center of the corner, you're going to save your tires so much. And I think that's what Trey Edson's doing that nobody else has really figured out except for maybe Tommy Ryan.
And another thing, if you look at the times last time around, every one of these drivers were in the 20 seconds. No one was in 21. Well, there's a couple was in 21, but most everybody's right there in the 20 seconds. And like you said, Tommy Ryan with a 20.38, but the 26th place driver is a 20.88. That's a 10th separating the field. Now, obviously, gap-wise, no, because over a period of time of running green, they're going to separate out. But time-wise, what that tells us is, even though Trey Edson might be coming through the field, he's a little bit faster, it'll take him a very long time and a lot of laps to get through the field. You're not going to see somebody just come boom barreling through the field. And a track like this, everybody's just kind of nose to tail right there. Chad Coleman making a pass there, though. And that's what we'll see. We'll probably see, guys make they'll be single file. Next thing you know, they'll make like a 1-car pass or so forth. But And you bring up like Trey Edson. He ran a 1982 that time to a, ran a 2048 that time to a 49, 51, and a 38. Now it changed a little bit, but it seems like it's just back and forth up there. The top four guys are just so close to each other.
They are, and what's really amazing is that Tommy Ryan is pulling away. Trey Edson is quicker than Brian Macklin and Timothy Johnson. He's in fourth. John Casso is falling off. He's back there in fifth. He is faster than sixth. You know, sort of from there, the lap times are all even out. The only outliers here are Trey Edson, who is faster than the two guys ahead of him almost every lap. And Tommy Ryan, he's about a tenth to 2 tenths quicker than the field. He's got a 2-second lead right now, coming to the line, a 2.03 second lead over the field. That's unbelievable.
Another driver looking up here, E.J. O'Rourke, you know, he's kind of one of them up and down season so far, but he's running up there in ninth right now and behind Daniel. He's got Kevin Brown behind him. So not a bad night for him so far. If we get going, hate to see that part, Rick. Yeah, man, I tell you, it's just a rough night here at Myrtle Beach Speedway. It looks like Daniel's going to work over Nick Silver here for a moment. What? Except for that quick caution we had early on, actually been pretty good here so far.
Yeah, it has. The racing has been clean. We're a third of the way through. You know, fingers crossed, knock on wood, everything else, that this race continues to stay clean. These drivers are doing a really good job just being smart, being patient, and finding their own groove. I often compare short track racing to road course racing, where it feels like oftentimes you're racing against yourself. And when you're doing that, you have to stay on top of your game. Don't get flustered by the guys around you. Run your race, and at the end of it, if you're fast, you'll be up front, and if you're not, you won't. Absolutely.
So right now, good looking race, like you just said. Everybody's trying to see what they can come up with and what they can't. And all Tommy Ryan, this man right here out front, got a good lead of 2.5 seconds. And what this kind of tells me is what I was alluding to a little bit earlier is
Justin Fuller wrecked.
Yeah, I see that. Right in front of
84. Anthony Calantoni just got a little bit loose on entry. Fuller goes around him and lost it on corner exit. So no damage to Fuller, but yeah, it was just two cars being sideways.
Hey, missed him, yeah. Almost made it work.
And that's the thing, when you sort of jump out of line and have to go around on the outside, yeah, it really upsets the car. So, not anything Fuller did wrong there. It's just that he got out of line and out of shape.
Now I know it was just about to talk about Tommy Ryan. Now everybody comes on pit road. Let's see. Maybe I'm gonna say 4 tires fuel here at this point, but I was talking about Tommy out front there. Oh, he probably would have loved to seen it going green because he was pulling away. And what that told me too, though, was basically, in a nutshell, maybe that clean air. We talked about it earlier. I think clean air might be a more beneficial than being in the back, because once Trey Edson got up there at about the 4th place, he wasn't really gaining any ground.
I don't know if it's the clean air so much as it is not having someone in front of you. And I know that sounds like I'm being nitpicky and it's the same thing, but
that's what Trey said last week.
Well, I don't think clean air is the right term. I think it's more you're not checking up for the guy ahead of you. You're not driving around the other person, and you don't have someone right on your back bumper that you have to worry about. When you're just sort of out there cruising and hitting your own groove and hitting your marks as you need to do, you're going to be a lot quicker. I don't think necessarily the clean air so much as it is not having someone around you throwing off your groove.
A lot of drivers, and you know, I'm no professional, so don't claim to be on that end. I had to listen to a lot of what the drivers say, and you hear it in real life a lot too. You know the guy behind you's fast, and it seems like when they get up to you, it's kind of like a wall. You just can't go any further to the car in front. They've referenced that as being dirty air, car becoming push, aero, et cetera, et cetera. There's been a lot of different terms for it. I know iRacing has something to that term. Now, again, I'm no expert. I don't race enough. I haven't raced in a very, very long time, so I can only go off what drivers say, obviously. And a lot of times I am puzzled by the fact of, a guy's very, very fast out front. And we go back to the 2-tire versus 4-tire thing. A lot of times I've been fooled. Many a times been fooled by I would think, well, hey, the guy's going to come flying up out with the 4 tires and just take him over. And lo and behold, you see the guy with the 4 tires struggling to try to get around him. And then in an interview, they talk about dirty air and stuff. And, it's an aerodynamic thing, I guess. So, I don't know. I ain't no expert on it. All I know is Tommy Ryan's loving being out front. And he's about to be out front again here. And it seems like it's the best place to be. So we'll see if Trey Edson can capitalize on it. If not, who knows? We're going back green here, Myrtle Beach.
Yeah, it's just me being nitpicky, honestly. Looking at it from... Oh, caution's back out.
Well, somebody spun the tires in the back or what? Might look like the 80 Scott Stencil. I'm on a replay here. Had to start on the restart here for some reason. On the tires on the restart there, I'm not sure. Then the tail end. There with Joey Katina and company. And oh, well, right before the start, Ryan Howard was coming around to catch up to the field, and Scott Stencil had to slow up, and then he just got right in the back of Scott Stencil. So kind of just a miscommunication there, it looked like.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's not good.
One of those weird phenomenon. How's that? One of them, whoops, I'm here.
Yeah, my bad. Whoops, sorry.
Yeah, there we go. But for the most part, it's been a pretty good race here so far. It's short track racing. Yeah, you hear that term a lot. So, but it really is. I enjoy it. I like these. Some drivers like it, some don't. I'll be honest with you, I'm not a big fan of Bristol. I like watching Bristol, but racing it, nah. Because I know I'm a wreck. That's just it.
You can't be scared of wrecking, otherwise you'll never race.
But the problem is, if that's all you're doing, I bother.
I feel that.
I'm being honest. Now, there's some tracks I like, man. I love, like, Charlotte, obviously. Kentucky. Really like Kentucky track, man. That was actually one of my first wins on iRacing. So I really love Kentucky track. I say I don't like Gateway, but actually I've always done very well at Gateway. I guess it's because I'm really cautious at a track like that. Trying not to get into a wreck, but it's just some reason a track like Bristol, I don't know, it just can't get the hang of it.
That's how I am with Bristol. I see Bristol on the schedule, I'm like, oh, come on, this is going to be brutal, this is going to be terrible. And then I go there and I'm absolutely killing it. And it's like,
Yeah.
Okay. And then I go to Stafford, a track that I absolutely love running. I work there in real life. I love running on iRacing, and I'm terrible there. So you never know.
I'd say you
just never know. And Richmond, I am not a fan of Richmond at all. But then we go there, and I'm like, I've just won 8 races in a row. What the heck just happened? You know?
Sometimes you just don't know, man. You're a little more cautious of other tracks, and other tracks you maybe let the overconfidence, I guess, is what they play into it. But well, let's see as green flag flies. Tommy Ryan jumps out front here. He's been the man on point all night long. We'll see if we can't get through. Little Brian Macklin over there trying to fight back on the outside.
Trying to get something rolling up on the outside, but you're not going to have that work here at Myrtle Beach, except if your name is Trey Edson, who's working the outside of the 28. He might be able to make that pass over Timothy Johnson, but man, that is so hard to do here in Myrtle Beach. I don't think that outside line's going to work.
It's going to be hard right now because you got Brian Macklin right there, man, kind of holding up his momentum a little bit on the high line. Every time he gets that run around Timothy Johnson, Brian's right there. Now, he might be able to clear him here if he can maybe get around him and shoot down, but Tim's going to jump down the inside. They can do this for a while as they got new tires, but as those tires get older, I got to feel that outside lane, as you see it right there, is just going to pay dividends, and Trey's there. So we're going to see if Trey can actually run up there. You don't want to let, and it looks like Randy Yoakum's around. Yes, he is. Ouch.
Oh, the 08 involved as well.
Thomas
The
O'Leary.
08.
Caution out.
Going into the turn, EJ O'Rourke is there next to him. Oh, EJ got a tap to the back bumper from Richard Beasley, and that pushed him up into Randy Yoakum. And sent him around.
Caution.
Very close call.
All right. Well, you know, that old saying, cautions breed cautions. It happens. Yeah, we had the Milwaukee. Now, you was talking about Milwaukee. It is a mile track. And I reference it. It references basically close to what Dover would be, but they just don't look the same. I always look at Dover. You know, you ever look at Dover? That track just don't look that big. It don't look a mile long.
Are you suggesting that Dover's a short track?
Yeah, well, that's what they say it is.
You know, there's a lot of things that people say that aren't true.
Yeah, we'll tell that to them for the last 40-something years. So I don't know.
Dover.
I'm just saying.
It can't be a short track. It's a mile long.
Well, they consider
You make
anything a
race-
short track as a mile long.
No, under a mile. Is New Hampshire a short track? No. You race it like a short
it's a
track,
short
but that
track.
doesn't make it a short track. No. 1.058 miles. It is not a short track.
Dover International Speedway, measuring exactly 1 mile, is considered neither a short track, which is generally defined as being less than 1 mile in length, nor a super speedway, which is more than a mile. So how in the world are you going to do a super speedway that is more than a mile? See, that just don't make no sense, man. They going to consider a super speedway then being Dover?
No, that's
That's
now we
see
are
what I'm
just
saying?
that is so far out in left field.
That's what I'm saying. They got this. They got the whole terminology like, wow. So I'm gonna stick to what I've been saying for years and years and years, and just say anything a mile or less is short, and anything a mile and a half up is big. How's that? It's
going
less
to,
confusing. It's less confusing. How's that?
I'm going to greatly anger. Oh man. I'm going to greatly anger some people, and they are just really not going to be happy. Most especially Matt Weaver.
Matt Weaver. Who's
NASCAR
Matt Weaver?
journalist. He's a NASCAR reporter.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah. And I've talked to him a few times. I've had the blessing of talking to him quite a few times. I really like him. Really great guy. But he is absolutely, undoubtedly wrong when he says Iowa is not a short track. Matt, I'm sorry. You may
How big's
throw my
Iowa?
opinion
How
out
big
the
is
window.
Iowa?
0.75. Or
Oh, yeah,
no,
that's
it's
short.
5.8.
Yeah, that's short track. Yeah, that's short. Yeah.
It's a short track.
Absolutely.
He says it's not a short track.
You know, and here's the thing. We could go back and forth all night long. What's short, what's big. That's why I just say, for sake of argument, all the years, mile under, short, anything over big, whatever. You know, at some point you got to say something short, something's big. I know we had a short track tonight, Myrtle Beach.
That's true.
And it's a good race so far. These guys have put on a great race here at Kick-Ass Beef Jerky. You know, I can't take anything away from this place. And, you know, yeah, we've had some cautions, but we've actually had a long green flag running. Whoa, boss watching right there, Chad Coleman. And we was talking about that earlier tonight, breaking points. Everybody has different ones, and he just got in the back end there, Sean Castro. Sean had to check up a little bit. You know, Chad just couldn't get woe down in time. It just bunted him. Luckily didn't, harm, no foul, like you said earlier on, no wreck. But You know, it's been a phenomenal race. We had a long green flag run. We've had a couple cautions. That's just kind of typical with a short track. You know, you just never know what's going to happen. I mean, it's really just, I don't know, it's unpredictable.
Yeah, definitely unpredictable. You know what? Let's get the people in the chat involved on our little side debate here. I consider anything a mile and over to be okay. A mile to a mile and a half is a speedway. A mile and a half is an intermediate. A mile and a half to 2 miles is an intermediate. 2 miles and up is a super speedway. Anything under a mile is a short track. That's what I think. Joe, what is your final opinion?
I'm going to just stick to mile less, short track, anything over that, kind of cookie cutter, whatever you want to call it, like you said, and any 2 mile over super speedway. I'm going to round them up to the nearest. And I try not to get into all that confusion of, oh, mile or under, half mile or under, 1/4 mile. At some point, you got to round it up and not knock it down. I've been that way for the past 40-some years. I'll stick to it, you know what I mean? Might as well. Less confusing. But I understand your new age. Y'all got that Common Core math. I love going around the moon and the universe to try to figure out something instead of trying to take a straight line down the middle. So I got a 14-year-old, and I get it. I get it, man.
Yeah,
I get it.
That we can agree on. Common Core is absolutely mind-bogglingly, insanely wrong in every sense.
Believe me, I can't do. I showed I don't want to get too far off the subject here. Well, we got good racing going on because we got a good battle actually here for the third place spot here. That's actually Brian Macklin and Timothy Johnson there door to door. But real quick, I've done a couple work there, and my youngest, I have a 14-year-old in 8th grade, you know, and let me tell you, some of that stuff, it's like, I look at it and then I'm going, let's show you how we used to do it. And he looks at it and he goes, well, that's so much simpler. And I went, yeah, I don't have to make a bunch of boxes and lines and everything else. I just do it and whatever. Yeah. Anyways, hey, each their own.
I used to hate those teachers back in high school that were like, well, you got the right answer, but you didn't show your work, so you're
right. Yeah, like,
and
I'll run it
down. No, I got the right answer.
It doesn't matter. Yeah, I'm with you. There's just some things that don't need an explanation all the time, as long as you get the daggum answer. And
exactly.
I get it, but hey.
I'm an engineer. It's not my job to show you I got the right answer. It's my job to get the right answer. That's what I'm here to do.
Right now, Tommy Ryan's got the right answer on the track. And he's been leading it all night long. And he's loving his long green flag runs. And, you know, his truck looks pretty stable out front, too.
It does. He is really just cruising here at this point. Honestly, he's just clicking away laps. A 20.0. He's come down not only consistent laps, but consistently fast laps. I mean, he is really, really quick. And we're 88 laps into the race right now. We're over halfway. He's been absolutely dominant tonight, and I don't see that changing.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing I could see that maybe Mike can knock him out of, because we've seen this in the past several weeks here, Jeff, is a dominant truck out front. But remember, now we've not seen it tonight because the cautions have just fell at the right moment. But we did have the long green flag run. It didn't put us into green flag pit stops, and I think there might be the determining factor. If we run into a green flag pit stops, when does he make it? Is he able to get back out? And so forth and so on. Or does anybody take the chance on 2 tires and get out front and put him back in the back? And we've seen guys in the past dominate races. I've seen this happen. You get so comfortable being out front. You know what your truck's going to do. It looks like with yellow flag, Jonathan Lockhart's around. But real quick before we watch that, you get so comfortable being out front, and you know what your truck's going to do. Well, then you get marred back in traffic, and it's late in the race, and you don't know what your truck's going to do, and it falls off. I think that's the advantage that Trey Edson has. He knows what his truck will do in traffic. Now he just needs to see what it's going to do out front, and I believe it will, succeed and take off. As we're watching this caution here, it looks like he just looped it coming out of the turn and slams inside wall.
He does, and now coming to pit road, Tommy Ryan uses the pit again. Trey Edson chooses not to.
You know, here's where we're going to see. Yeah, this is
Ryan
huge
Macklin
because
stays
this is
out.
big.
The 15 stays out. Oh.
Now's where we're going to start seeing these tires that we talk about week in and week out. Some guys on older ones, some guys on newer ones. But we were just talking about it. Now, Tom will see what his truck will do in traffic as opposed to what it was. And this actually might be a pretty good move on his end. Early on, okay, you know, I've been out front. I know I got a fast truck out front, but do I have a fast truck that can come through the field if need be? Now, he actually, it looks like he took 2 tires. No, he took 4. I bet. But now he's going to see, do I have a truck that can come through the field? You know, Trey Edson knows he does. Now Trey's going to say, okay, see how well my truck is out front.
Yeah, it's going to be hard to catch him. It's going to be really hard to catch Trey Edson. He's been just as fast as Tommy Ryan, and now that Tommy Ryan has lost that incredibly important track position, he's all the way back now in 16th. He's starting on the pole, leading all those laps. He's all the way back in 16th now. It's going to be hard for him to work his way up through the field. I'm interested to see it, if he's able to do it, or if we're going to see just how important track position really is.
Absolutely. So it's set to go back here to green flag. Trey Edson's going to take over the top spot here. Here's the Kick-Ass Beef Jerky Truck Series, Myrtle Beach Speedway. Good race so far these guys have been putting on, though. Hey, we talking about Dover, though, man. Dover's been around for a long time, since 1966.
Is it really?
Yeah, so first race was there in 1969. The inaugural race, won by Richard Petty. Now, I know I'll probably, like you said, you make a lot of people mad. I'm probably going to irritate a lot of the other people by saying this word, the Mason-Dixon 300.
Great, Joe. Now we're getting taken off the air. First we lose Tuesdays, and now we lose Wednesday. We can say Kick-Ass Beef Jerky, but God forbid you say Mason-Dixon.
I know, it's terrible.
Great. Now we're going to be canceled.
Yeah, I know. They canceled us already. Pace trucks
Cancel
in.
culture 2020.
Oh, I love it. Welcome to the new age. Pace trucks in. Green flag flies, and Trey man looked like he was trying to psych the field out a little bit.
No, Macklin jumped and Trey didn't.
Yeah, so now he got out front there. Good start between the two, though.
Great start for Edson. Look at him go. He's pulled away by 2 truck lengths already. Let's see what he's able to do coming off turn number 4. Yeah, he's pulling more distance, and the key is he's getting down low on corner exit. So take a look at that. If he can keep that truck low, he's carrying so much speed over a shorter distance. He's going to pull away from the rest of the field. He is really, really quick. Already, he's opened it up to 5 car lengths over Brian Macklin. He doesn't show any sign of slowing down.
I'll tell you what, look at this pack of car trucks back here, though. Around about 7th on back there, they're battling it out, trying to get some track position. That's just what happens when you put them on new tires and so forth, coming through the field. And we're talking about there, Tommy Ryan's up to 15th. Now here's where he's got to be patient. He knows he's on newer tires. He's definitely going to be faster than most of the others, but still got to bide your time. Be very patient. Don't want to, push the envelope and the issue and get yourself into a wreck. Good runner, man, throughout the field, though.
Yeah, some really great runs out. Now, all of a sudden, Brian Macklin, he's got the fishing rod out, and he's pulling in Trey Edson a little bit, reeling him in little by little. But Edson is still strong. I'm really impressed with how well he's doing.
Absolutely. Out front, I think that's one of the keys here tonight. I think if you can get out front, clean air out there, you're gone.
Maybe it's.
No.
That's a whole other discussion.
No, it hadn't faltered yet tonight. Tommy did it earlier. Trey's doing it now. Remember, they're on older tires too. He's not running away from Brian. He's not running away from Brian as fast as what I tell you another surprise. Look at this. Remember spun earlier on? Justin Fuller back up to 5th.
Wow, great run for Justin Fuller there.
He got a wreck earlier, remember?
7. Yeah, I do. He's been in a couple. Tommy Ryan so far is all the way up to 9, so he's got a strong truck.
And then that just kind of proves a point here. You know, we were talking, and obviously he needs to be careful. Still, don't want to get in trouble. But, you know, he pitted on lap 92. The rest of the guys pitted, like Trey Edson, all pitted on lap 55. So that's 40-some different lap, roughly about 40-some lap different tires there, new to old. So at some point, yeah, the newer tires are definitely going to be a lot better now. He needs to be careful, but that just tells you right there now, Tommy knows, hey, look, I got a fast enough truck to come through the field. I know I got a fast enough truck, you know, out front. But like right here where he's sitting, got to be careful, and that's what he don't want to see. Guys in front of him tagging each other. You can just see those new tires and
Caution.
Kevin Brown around. The Twitch Mobile. I liked it better when he was in the Twinkie.
Yeah, I did like it.
I know. Could have been that like
just got,
flying Twinkie.
Just got a little loose on exit and had to lock it down.
Flying Twinkie.
I miss the Peeps.
The which one?
Peeps?
Oh yeah, the Peeps Mobile. Yeah. Steve Lockler. Gotta say his last name.
Yeah, I don't know. But I do know that the leaders have all come down pit road. Trey Edson, Brian Macklin, Nick Silver, they are all coming down for 4 fresh Goodyear tires. Frankly, I think that's the right call. It's the call you got to make.
Absolutely. Now we're going to see, like Tommy Ryan, obviously he's going to stay out. Now we're going to see, I guess, what the track position is going to do to help him by being out there out front. Now it's going to be kind of interesting. You remember what the nickname to Dover used to be there?
Not the Magic Mile, that's New Hampshire. Monster Mile.
Used to be
is
called
current.
White Lightning.
Can't say that.
Why not?
Oh, White Lightning? We're going to get canceled again.
Oh, well. It'll be alright. He'll live. That's what it was. The previous nickname to the track was initials because, yeah, obviously it's a concrete style track. That's what. Now it's all, Monster Mile, miles to monster. Just a trophy,
Do you know what the only track is that's been on the circuit since 1948 that's had at least one race every single year?
Oh, besides Daytona, I mean, I don't know.
Actually, not Daytona. He used to run on the beach down there. So technically not Daytona. Martinsville has always had a cup race.
Nice. Awesome. Like bringing up the little histories of tracks and stuff. But you know what was kind of cool? We associate Dover, concrete track, and at one time was an asphalt track.
Really?
It says the surface, 69 to 94 was asphalt, 95 to present, concrete. At one point, and now that I didn't know.
Oh.
Learned something new there. I know that they had changed the surface of the track because obviously we went down there talking about the nickname White Lightning because of the surface of being concrete. I know when they didn't say when they changed that nickname or anything to Miles the Monster, but there's anything right there. It says in 2011, the track and its headquarters for the Monster Mash Marathon, a full and half marathons were back running here, running events, starting entry pits, roads, hard. Yeah, not sure. It didn't really say, so. Back under, get back here to go green. Never mind. Got stencil.
Cautions, breed cautions. Am I gonna need to go grab a White Claw from the fridge?
A what?
A White Claw? It's
Little
actually...
drinks.
I have White Claw. I also have a White Claw knockoff. It's called Truly. It's actually pretty cool.
Put an umbrella in it.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind that. Listen, why is it so bad to have alcohol that tastes good? Oh yeah. Oh, look at me. I cut down trees. I wear plaid, and now I cut down trees. I wear plaid.
I drink sweet
and
tea.
I only drink straight moonshine. No.
Hey,
White
that's good.
Claw tastes
Hey.
good.
Throw some hair on your skin.
Listen. No, I work in a factory. I'm a hard-working guy, but I like to come home and have a White Claw.
There you go. What's up, John? How you doing? Seen you in a while, man. What's going on? Well, I drink sweet tea, so there you go.
I bet John likes White Claws.
I'm not sure. John, you like White Claw out there? Sweet tea drinker. I like sweet tea. Diet Dr. Pepper. Hot dogs.
Southern sweet tea is bomb. Yep, I agree with that, John. I will admit, I got sweet tea up here, and it was just, it was like bitter.
That's because you're in the north.
I know.
Down how to make sweet tea up there.
I will agree with that. I had to add a lot of sugar in order to get it to be drinkable.
Yeah, my wife's from PA, so. Yeah.
Oh, did you have to teach her how to make it?
Well, no, she's been down here for a long time, but she was telling me all the stuff about how it was up there. So. All right, getting set to go back green. Tommy Ryan, he's back out front, familiar place where he wants to be at. But let's see, because been about. Now, Anthony Calatoni is the only one to actually, him and Daniel Falkenham have not pitted since lap 55. Wow. So, tells us they can go quite a bit of ways here on fuel and tires. That's quite a bit of ways. Let's see if it pays dividends for him, because obviously you got Timothy Johnson who pitted at 92 and Trey Edson, and then Justin Fuller pitted right there at his last caution there, 108. And they both got 4 tires, so got to see here. It's just going to be interesting. You got a mix of different tire wears up front there.
Yeah, and look at Trey Edson. He's up there in 5th. I really think that he's going to have a good shot at the end here. But Tommy Ryan back out front. Man, he's doing a really good job. He's already got a great lead.
I wouldn't have thought, though, man, Daniel Falkenham staying out that long, and obviously I don't think it's gonna pay. Hey, truck around, out in the back, Brian Macklin, we've been up front all night long. We saw him getting turned back there in the back. I was watching it, like he had a little help on the start, but that's just kind of how it is. You get marred back there in traffic, next thing you know, boom, and John says, happy hump day or Thursday. No, it's not Thursday yet.
Not yet.
Not yet. Unless you live over in Europe or something. Australia.
Which case, it's the middle of the night. Go to bed.
Short track racing, huh? Yeah, we're short track racing. We've been having a debate. But not really a debate.
We both agree that this is a short track.
We don't agree it's a short track. We was talking about like mile tracks. Are they short tracks or not short tracks? 47 years I've always heard they were. Jeff over here, you know, he's a new age young guy. He likes that technical style math, so he's got to get anything under 1 mile as a short track, you know. I just round it up, so heck with it. What do you think, John? What do you consider a short track in mileage wise as opposed to intermediate track? Let's just say it like that and see what you come up with. Let's see what he said. Yeah, and it was talking about Myrtle Beach here. You know, obviously they're not racing here anymore in real life or shutting the track down. And that's kind of sad, you know, 'cause it looks like a good little track. You know, and obviously, though, but it is good. It's still here in the circuit of iRacing. It's just like North Wilkesboro. You know, I remember back in the day when North Wilkesboro ran, and you know, obviously it hasn't run way back in the '90s, but you know, it's good that they brought it back here on iRacing too. But you know, John, he's a world of information. Well, I always known a short track as being 0.99 miles or less, or maybe less than 0.8. See, now hold up. Now you're getting, he goes from 0.99 to 0.8. He's starting to sound like that dude you was talking about. That's why I just say I just round it up to a mile and don't even get into the technicalities of. That's like saying somebody's going to give you 99.4% change back. Round it up. See, now he goes one extra. See, now he's way, way different from what you're doing there, Jess. He goes 1.5 to 2.25 is intermediate. Wow. That's wild. Hey, that's cool, man. Everybody has a wild, you know, conception of what's short, what's big, what's little. I can't say. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. Come back green here. Oh, Joey and them's gonna go back and watch this and go, was we watching a race or a math contest? Hey, Jeff, what's going down there? Now, you should be able to move now, Jeff. Yeah, he called the accountants. Yeah. Gotta get them numbers right, huh? Is that what it is? Oh, look like, well, went to green back real quick here. Anthony Calatoni not up, so not sure. Who's it? Oh, Jeff dropped connection. You back? Yeah, well, yeah, it was kind of interesting. No, Jeff, you know, he was up here. He was like anything a mile to 1 to 1.25 or so is like, or 1.5 is intermittent. Anything, or yeah, 1.5 to 2 is something, and anything over 2 is super speedway. And I'm like, I just say mile or short. Short. Anything over 2 is immediate, super speed. Over 2. Oh man, yeah, they've actually had some pretty good long green flag runs here. Are you back, man?
I'm back. I'm sorry.
You should
I
be
had
able to
to
move
go.
now. You should be able to move around now. So
I don't know why it because like it said I could. Here, I'm gonna jump down. If I don't jump
you
back
should be able
up,
to.
I'll
Cause I
be
gave you some.
Oh, now I can.
Well, let's run
I'm
a
off to
caution real
fight.
quick.
I'm off to fight.
What's that? I'm running a caution. It's kind of funny because we were, you know, we were talking about our short track real quick. Don't want to get too far into it, but if you look out there in the chat, you can just see the differences in what people consider and all. John goes from 0.99 or 0.8 is short, but then he goes 1.15 to 2.25 is intermediate. So, which is way different than what you were saying. Way different than what I was saying. So it's crazy. Hey. I'll just, all right, round it up. You know. Either way. Look, Joey and them's gonna come back and watch this thing. Oh, we lost him again. Jeff must be having some internet problems. Better talk to him. Yeah, Iowa is short track fast. Actually, he was talking earlier. Jeff said he was talking to some great reporter at the privilege to, and they said that Iowa was not a short track, but it's 0.75 miles. I'm like, wow. Anyway, I'll still consider Dover a short track. But anyway, the fast one, I'll say that. We're back green here, Myrtle Beach, and boy, I tell you what, Trey Edson, he's right there. In the last couple weeks, he has run second. Now, he's got 4 tires. Tommy has got 4 tires, but he's at a later date here, so there's looks to be about 15 lap difference. So it'll be interesting to see whether or not that 15 laps translates into, can he get around that man right there, because it's been all Tommy Ryan. Once he's got out front, nobody's been able to handle him, and been a good one. I will say right now, John, I apologize out there, man. The last couple nights I've had to have a powwow with the internet company. He's been kind of flip-flopping around. He said they're doing some upgrade, something, but I wasn't too happy. Kind of jittering to you out there a little bit. Apologize. I tried everything I could on my end. I tested it earlier for 2 hours and it ran beautiful. That wants to be a 3-truck battle. Man, Justin Fuller, man, up at a third. I gotta give my hats off to him. He spun earlier in the race. Tapped the wall a little bit, but boy, I'm gonna tell you what, look at them new tires there. All over the back end of Trail. Tommy Ryan trying to see if he can't get it. It's a battle for the lead here. It is heating up front. 16 to go, Myrtle Beach style. Out here in the beach weather. Somewhere I want to be. But I'm going to tell you, Justin Fuller could be the man that steals the show here. He is there.
I'm back.
You're
I'm
back.
alive.
All right. Ain't much trouble as I'm having. Well, look at this 3-truck battle up here. Now, here's the thing. We was talking. Remember Tommy pitted on lap 92 with 4 tires. Ray pitted on lap 108 with 4 tires. Boy, it's heating up, but look at Justin Fuller. He might be the guy up there that you need to really watch out for, because if Tommy and Trey get up there and start battling, Justin can sneak up there and take his thing away from him.
I'll take your word for it as I load back into this race.
Hey, I'm about as much what's gone. Yeah, appreciate that, John, man. Just one of them deals, man. Trying to see what I can do here. So appreciate you, man, tuning in. I hadn't seen you in a while. I've been watching some of your posts out there. I know you've been posting up some of your Blender stuff and all that. It's kind of cool looking. John does a lot of artwork and stuff, so 3D rendering, and we call him the accountant here on OSR Networks. All the numbers. Trey Edson eating up the back end there. He's got a tailgate party happening on Tommy Ryan. It's just, the difference is 1/1000th of a second separating the top 3 that last lap. They ran a 19, a 99, a 96, and a 98 right there, that last one. But the time before was like a 96, 7, and 8. So these guys are within 1 or 2 thousandths. And what that tells us right there is Trey it's going to take Tommy making a mistake in order for him to get around. Now he's going to shoot down the inside. This might be the mistake he needs. We can open him up. If I was Tommy, I'd squeeze him down. I would not give him that inside freely. I would try to hold him down the best I could, and it looks like that's what he's going to do. Squeeze him as much as he can, not give him that run off the turn. You can't afford to. If he gives him that push off the turn, it's going to be all but not. And I just think pretty much Trey got a little bit more tire right there. Oh, look at him. Tommy's on a fight back. That's what he needs to do. I just think it's just not going to have enough tire to do it. Nope. Trey Edson takes the lead. Oh, you saw him right there almost get a bumper into him, and that's going to bring Justin Fuller up in. It's all he needed right there.
I think I'm back. I don't know. I keep getting internet and then it crashes right away, so I'm trying to get back in.
We got 8 to go here. Yeah, we got the trifecta of all the manufacturers in the truck series, Ford, Chevy, and Toyota. So yeah, they actually got that in here. I'm glad, because I'm a big F-150 addict. I love F-150s. So it's good to see now all 3 manufacturers here in iRacing. And it's a fantastic race between, well, second, third. Tommy Ryan pushed Justin Fuller, but you already see who in the world is smoking around the track like a weed eater? Who that is? See, it won't show me.
Is your weed eater okay?
There's somebody on the track, man, that's smoking bad.
Well, someone on the track, yeah, but you said they're smoking like a weed eater.
Oh, there
Joe,
it is, Tyler Dalton. Yeah, that thing is puffing like Puff the Magic Dragon. I'm serious. I'll be surprised if that motor makes it. Problem is, he's way up top. Even my dog agrees. Problem is, he's way up top the track. If that motor blows, not going to make it off the track. It could throw a caution. So, the race hazard there. And he's pesticiding the track out there.
Yeah, he is.
I think it might have just went. No. Man, that thing is.
Props to him for continuing to run, though. Seriously.
Yeah, I don't see how that thing is. I mean, I'm surprised that they've told him to stay on the track. That they haven't said, look, man, he's nowhere near up to speed. I mean, he is staying out. White flag out. We need to go back up front here because white flag. Trey Edson might finally pull this thing off here tonight. He's coming down the back stretch for the final time. Well, it won't matter what happens here. They kill each other. Tommy Ryan's going to end up in second, but Trey Edson is finally going to pull this thing off for the many, many second place runs. Justin Fuller, what a finish by him, though. Outstanding. Wrecked earlier in the race. Comes home here third here tonight. I love it.
And really, at the end of the day, what a fantastic race. What a really, really great race. And man, Trey Edson comes home the winner. Love to see it.
Yes, he does. I like that, man. Justin Fuller, like you said, just pulling off would have been a disaster night. But comes home here tonight with a good. Finally, Trey Edson pulling this thing off. And we've seen it time and time again. Last several weeks here, Jeff. The tires, they played a factor. Tire wear. So, Justin, let's get a word with him.
Justin, it's Jeff up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, we got you, brother.
Well, you had a great run out there, and something we were talking about earlier in the race is that short track racing at a place like this is sort of more racing against yourself than anything else. Now, what are your thoughts on that? Were you more fighting the people around you, or were you just trying to run your own race and find your groove?
Tonight's race was really slick. So it was really hard. You couldn't really race with other trucks. Hang on a second. I gotta mute chat here. Yeah. So tonight it was really slick out there. Treacherous. And it was really hard to race other trucks. But it was just, just your typical short track racing,
You're right, and you sort of had a few altercations earlier on. What was your strategy for bouncing back from them?
I mean, it's just trying to minimize the damage, I guess. I wrecked in qualifying, so I had to start in the back. we started working our way through the field. I guess Daniel hit the turtles down there in turn 1, which are killer at this track. He bounced up into me and got me spun out there. I got some damage there, got that fixed, and we avoided another truck that kind of half spun, and then I spun out trying to avoid him. I knew I was going to be a top 5 truck. I thought I would have a shot to win it. I didn't have the drive off that these guys did, and that last pit stop with Trey, neither of us filled up the tank because I tried to help drive off, and I was still fighting drive off, and at that point it made it too tight for me, and I wasn't able to roll the center as good. So to come away with a 3rd place finish after getting all the getting involved in all those wrecks and having to pass all those trucks throughout the race, it was we'll definitely take it as a good points race.
Absolutely. Is there anyone else you want to thank, though, for a great run tonight?
Absolutely. I want to thank Nick Silver, Joey Katina for being the admins here at Sim500. I know Nick does this series, Joey's League. I want to thank Scott Stenzel, Personal Comfort, a better number bed at a better price. I have one right here. I'll sleep real good in it tonight. I highly recommend it. They're very good, great customer service, great place to do business. I want to thank Sean Yoder with Nemesis Lab. He's a big supporter of mine as well. I want to thank you for putting on the broadcast. I want to thank everybody in this race. For Myrtle Beach, it was a pretty good race. We had a slew of cautions, but it's a really tough track. It's really tight, and it's just the way this track is. I want to thank everybody that watched the race. I'm sure I'll watch it back tomorrow when I'm at work. I think my dad watched the race, so send a shout out to him for watching. And I think we go to we go to Irwindale next week, so that should be fun. That's going to be a run around the top type of track, and going to be a lot of eating and banging there too.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations on that 3rd place run here tonight. You certainly battled back from a lot of adversity, so congratulations on it.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Hey, there you go, Justin Fuller, boy, tell him all out as always, and what a bounce back for him tonight. Well, this man right here almost pulled it off, but I think pit strategy, man, didn't fall his way. Tommy Ryan come home in 2nd here. Let me get your word with him.
Well, you got a copy for me, bud?
I do.
You had yourself a great run out there tonight, Tommy. You started out front, and you were really running well out there. What were you doing that was letting you pull away by 2 seconds over the rest of the field towards the beginning? What were you doing so well that it seemed other people were missing at the beginning?
I'm really not sure if it was just clean air or something. I just adapted well to the line and tried not to piss off the right rear tire too much, and it was giving me some good drive off, and I was just really trying to pay attention to being consistent on my lift points and throttle points and all that stuff, and just trying to keep the track position, to be honest with you.
That was going to be my next question, is how important was the track position? You drove up from 16th all the way back up to the lead at one point in the race, but how important was the track position?
It was very important if everyone was on the same tires. When I pitted there with, I think, like 60 to go, I was hoping it would go green for a while, but of course it didn't. But, those guys got lined up and they were just bottom feeding, and I could just drive right around them. And I thought I was in great shape because the next, caution that came out, I knew those other guys that didn't pit were going to pit, and I was like, maybe I can get enough trucks in between us. And after about 2 cautions, I saw Trey in my mirror, and I'm just going, this is going to get interesting. I don't know how bad my tires are, but I'm getting ready to find out. So I was just driving the wheels off the thing just to try to stay in front of him, and then I was just overdriving at that point and just got loose, and he got under me.
Well, you still managed to come home second here tonight with a fantastic run. Usually we're talking about you up front at the super speedways, but here at a short track you did really well. Who do you have to thank for that second place run tonight?
All my sponsors, Northern Tool and Equipment, Coastal Safety Auditors, and Patriot Fire. The Kick-Ass Beef Jerky, man, for putting on the series, and you guys are broadcasts and admins. The typical good stuff.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations on a really great run out there tonight, Tommy, and a second place finish.
All right, man. Appreciate it.
Like I said, man, tried everything he could. Came home one plate too short, definitely there. But this guy here finally puts in a victory lane. Treads, enjoying the booth, got a copy?
Yeah, man.
Well, finally, you get it up there, victory lane. I know it's been frustrating the last couple weeks, but at one point, was you a little worried there that you wasn't going to get around Tommy and maybe end up in another second place?
Yeah, like the first 140 laps, I was worried. That dude was in his own zip code. I wrecked in qualifying, so he started like 20th or somewhere around there, and kind of blinked, and I was in the top 5. We had a long run. I got to 3rd, I think, or 4th, and I didn't feel like I had made my tires mad or really killed them. And Tommy was pulling me like 2, 3, sometimes 4/10 a lap, and I was just kind of like, wow, that's good for you, man. I don't know what you're doing, and I can't mirror it. I can't find it. So I was just kind of like, well, Tommy's got this baby in the bag tonight. And he pitted there with maybe, 60 to go, 50, 60 to go. And I was just like, I don't think that's the strategy. I know we kind of had a smaller field. There was a lot of attrition. So sometimes your mindset's like, well, let me go ahead and get my tires. This thing might go green. So, but I just kind of took a gamble here, and we got going. I was like, well, I'm leading. That's cool. If we go green to the end, Tommy might get to me, but I probably wouldn't finish no worse than 2nd or 3rd, and that's right where I was running. So caution came and got my tires. Had some damaged trucks between me and Tommy and Timothy. I think them two were the first guys on the first undamaged trucks on tires. Kind of split a gap on a restart, caught a caution. Restarted 5th, got by one guy, caught a caution. So it was just kind of, cards sometimes just fall your way, man. And we had a bunch of restarts, and I just kind of had I had cleared enough people to where I would line up in the good lanes on the next restart, and it just I was fortunate with that. But yeah, I mean, I was driving pretty hard, and I had Fuller in there, and I kind of would mess up the entry, and I was trying to get too wide of an angle and get a run off, and I was like, I'm really screwing up, probably pissing the right front tire off, and I was just like, I gotta get him while they're good, because I know I'm not better than him on the long run. And I started just kind of rolling the bottom, kind of staying with him a little bit better, and he finally that right rear started giving up on him on corner exit. So I tried to, we called them turtles in the server, but I just tried to roll the turtles around the bottom and not hop one of them and wreck him. He's always raced me clean. We've never had an issue. So and then you clear him and you set sail, and you pray that the rest of the field can keep their trucks going straight too.
Oh, absolutely, man. And like you said, we've loved, and we've talked about it the last several weeks, the tire limit stuff, and it really has mixed up a lot, because you've seen and we've seen that it definitely is not always the fastest truck that pulls it off. It's sometimes that's that pit strategy. And like I said, you got a couple breaks came your way. It's not to say that you went fast coming through the field, but finally put in victory lane here for the Kick-Ass Beef Jerky Truck Series. Got anybody you want to thank for the win?
Yeah, you kind of just said it. Need to thank Kick-Ass Beef Jerky. Head over to their website. I know you had the promo code up there the whole broadcast. So kickassbeefjerky.com, promo code Sim500. You get a discount. I believe it's 19%. Thanks to you, Joe, and Jeff for broadcasting this. I'll go back and watch it either later tonight or early in the morning. But yeah, like you said, I think I finished second, first now. So, and then the tire deal, I tried to be cute at Dover about a month ago when it first came out, and I was like, I'm gonna stay out and outsmart these guys. And geez, before I blinked, I was like 2 laps down and wrecking on a restart. So I've tried to be a little bit smarter with these tire limits. It's added an element that we've all got to adapt to, and it's fun. I mean, you kind of, it's like tonight, you'd normally just go down, take 4 tires, and you'd stay in line and hope your pit crew don't lose you 10 spots. But yeah, it's cool. It's cool to get off strategy, cool to drive through the field. I think I heard Fuller say we go to Irwindale. I don't know if I've ever driven a truck around there, so I guess we'll see how that goes. We got a weird month. It's nothing but short tracks, so I love it.
Absolutely, and I tell you, it's going to be interesting, like you said, with the trucks there. And if you know, I know you talk about second, first. I mean, that's an awful good resume there to head off into a chase with, too. I mean, guess the old adage is consistency wins championships. You can win races all day long, but hey, we got a good truck heading it off there again. Congratulations on that win there, Trey.
All right, man. I appreciate it, Joe. I hope, what's that, 3 weeks in a row I've got to talk to you guys, so hopefully I get to talk to you again next week.
There we go. I'll tell you what, winner tonight there, Trey Edson, doing an outstanding job. Well, Jeff, I tell you, man, what a run here at Myrtle Beach. Like you said, I mean, he does have a good resume to put on to show what he can do in the chase when chase time comes. That's what you want to know. Hey, look, I've got a good, consistent truck, but we're going to leave Myrtle Beach here. You got any final words on it?
I love short track racing. I love it in the trucks. I do love it in any car, but when you've got this much power here in the trucks being put down, it is awesome to watch. We're going to see a lot more of it in the future, and I can't wait for it. We got some really good races coming up, and if it's any indication tonight, we're going to see some names out front that we don't usually see. At Eldora, we saw Trey Edson running near the front, Justin Fuller as well. Now we see Justin Fuller here once again, finishes third. Trey Edson finishes in first. And how about Tommy Ryan having himself a great run? Like I said earlier, we usually only talk about him when we're at the super speedways, but now we're here at a short track. I talked about how important driver talent was here, and he really showed it tonight. Tommy Ryan had a fantastic run. He's going to be someone to keep an eye on in the next few weeks. But overall, a fantastic race.
Yes, it was. We're going to leave here, Myrtle Beach here tonight. And winner there, Trey Edson, finally putting in victory lane for the Kick-Ass Beef Jerky Truck Series. Hope everyone enjoyed it. As we're going to head out of here, everyone have a good night.